Ah, it appears to be working.
I have the old one. I have Perils of Perestroika 3 comes up when I use the link.
Ah, it appears to be working. Okay.
Yeah. No, we are 4.
I can see myself.
Can you?
I can see you now,
I have
Bettina.
the old one.
Okay, I'm turning the sound down on mine.
I can't see.
Yeah, we're live. We are live. Not terribly good quality, but we are live. Yeah, we appear to be okay.
I muted myself, sorry. It's working fine for me. I had to take out user, which was my old thing in the thing. So it was youtube.com/London Animation Club on the address. Obviously there was user in it. I don't know if that's...
Oh, okay.
It don't know, it's just how it was. Had gone in through a different link.
User shouldn't make a huge amount of difference. So as you'll see, I've put a watermark on at the bottom right, because I noticed that someone had been ripping off some of the movies, which rather annoyed me. So shall I try doing a test now?
I still can't see it when I go to the link.
Oh,
yes, okay, I've got it now. It's come up now. Perestroika 4, yeah, okay.
Now what I need to do is to go on in there and to edit the text underneath, which is incorrect. For some reason it gives a default setting, which is oh yeah, as you pointed out, it was number 2, which I need to fix. So I'll just do that now. Doing a test. I hate the sound of my own voice. Right, here we go. Maybe it'll be slightly better quality in this one.
Perestroika 4, yeah, okay.
Now what I need to do is to go on in there and to edit the now. Okay, so I need to edit the video, and I will just need to edit the text that's underneath it. So if anyone is tuning in now, we are at the test stage, the pre-transmission stage, and we'll be going live properly very, very soon.
I can see you.
Yeah, we've got to keep it clean while we probably are visible. Some keen people may have joined us already, although why don't we deactivate our screens and mute ourselves in a few minutes before we actually go properly live. Where is it? Someone's cooking. I can hear them peeling onions. I can't see anyone of you at the moment because I'm desperately hunting for the text of this to paste under the YouTube window. Someone's cooking. I can hear them. I can't see anyone of you at the moment. Okay, if you look at the window,
you can just mute it until we start because we've got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just mute the screen. I'm going to mute myself now. Here we go.
All right. Now, if you look, the proper text should have come out underneath. Okay, may I just do a test? Jude, do you mind coming back for a sec? I can't hear you. Do you want to come live again?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
I'm going to do, if one of you could have the screen on and the sound coming through, I'm going to try streaming one of the movies, okay? Is that all right?
Okay, but you mean I'll still be talking away and blah blah.
Yeah,
We'll
so you can tell me.
I'll just do a test. Of
Yeah,
course,
exactly.
we don't
Okay.
want to be sure. This is just a test. I'm just making a sound to see if it actually is defaulting to.
Excellent. Now I'm going to play the sound of the video clip, and if you could keep talking.
Keep talking. Oh look, there's a bird and there's a box chasing the bird. Oh, it's going to catch it. No, it's very disappointed.
Okay, that's great. You can hang on for a sec. Bettina, do you mind watching and testing on your, if you have a separate computer or whatever, if you could just tell us what the sound quality is like coming through the YouTube transmission. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm going to it now.
Okay, so maybe turn us down on Zoom and then just watch it from through YouTube.
I'll mute. We can mute ourselves.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. Okay, I'm going to skip through just to see. I'm going to open Sandman again. Tell me if this plays all right. Okay, how did that sound? Was the sound okay?
I can hear it, yeah, on my iPad.
Did it sound reasonably okay?
Yeah, it did sound okay.
Oh, that's good. That's a relief, because I changed something in the sound settings, which I think has fixed the problem from earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It sort of it arrives on the computer a little bit later than when you're actually talking, but that's okay, isn't it? That's normal.
There's a delay of 19 seconds between what I'm saying on Zoom and the transmission.
Okay.
So, right. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I think we're good to go. If you're happy, I'm going to go and get a better. I'm going to go and get a better camera to use. So I'll meet you back here in about 5 minutes. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, I'm going to deactivate my screen and microphone in the meantime. I'll see you in a sec. Cheers then.
Okay. Everyone will see you now. Bettina, I know everybody can hear us, but I thought when we sing the Sandman at the end, I could perhaps play maybe I will play the jingle beneath us.
With us, yeah.
Like this. So, have a test.
Lieber Sandmann, es ist noch nicht so weit. Wir sehen erst den Abendgruß.
It's better without it.
I think it's better because they sing very high,
Yeah.
and I can't go there.
Good. Okay, that's a good test. We won't have that then.
Steven by the bottle line.
Because you can sing that high. I know you probably sing it beautifully.
That's good. We'll sing it without that. Let's have a go though. We've got enough time.
Yeah.
People will appreciate it if they've logged in. This.
Yeah. This is a rehearsal of the Sandman song.
You're ready, you know. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sandmann, lieber Sandmann, es ist noch nicht so weit.
Wir
sehen erst den Abendgruß. Jedes Kind ins Bettchen muss. Du hast gewiss noch Zeit. Did this actually work?
We'll go to sleep. Hopefully that worked. Yeah, that was not bad.
Yeah, it was of course meant to put children to sleep, and they actually had to change the format when they first did it. It ended there, and then everybody was totally switching off, and so they had this other format. So it's quite interesting because it is a very sleepy song.
It's a superb lullaby. I think it's lovely actually because it's not quite as expected. That bit that goes, Abendgruß is kind of unexpected when it does that.
Yeah.
Abendgruß, das Kind ist Bettchen, du hast gewiss noch Zeit. You're getting the whole version of the whole 20 verses, everybody, later on.
You sing it really beautifully because the children have that very high voice. The Berlin choir sings it, and they have this lovely high children's voice, and you can do it beautifully. If I go there, I break up badly and lose it completely.
You are Marianne Faithful, and you have the cabaret voice.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the high kid's voice. Anyway, we both have beautiful voices.
Yeah.
Better later on.
But it was apparently the lyrics and everything was done very quickly. They came up with it relatively fast, and so it's astonishing how good it is and how memorable it is, because I don't remember songs very well, and I can't not sing them to the degree that you would know what it is. But this one I can. Because it was, I listened to it so often when I was small. So I'm feeling very confident I get through it.
I think it's often very good to write stuff quickly.
Yeah.
Not always, but I think actually often quickly is the best way of doing art. But sometimes it takes you a long time to be able to do stuff quickly well. But often when you do it, doing it quickly is good because you're in the zone, the focus is not broken, so you make a piece that fits together well.
Yeah, I agree. It's the time you often need is actually the time before you start doing something creative to get there, to get into that zone.
Yeah. Or my special technique, which is to just come back and do it and then come back and do it again the next day or something. Yes. That's my special trick.
Hi there, everyone. I'm back. So I guess we should wait till people start to gather. I'm hoping that if you're watching this at home, everyone will start to maybe make some comments. So what do we have so far? Andy Norton, evening everyone. Eric Griggy, I'm not quite sure what that means. Susie Hannah, hi lovely people and enjoying the music already. Andy Norton, same here. Hello everyone from the Fluid Gallery. So this is all great. You're nodding and you're laughing, Jude. Do you know something that I don't?
Yeah, we got up to stuff
are?
with the Martin Pickles appreciation song.
Oh right. Oh wonderful, wonderful. Okay. All right. Well, we'll give people a little bit longer to gather, and then we'll begin. But this is marvelous. This is the first London Animation Club of 2022. So, and of course, we are the fourth in a series of episodes of Perils of Perestroika. So, we'll just wait for a few more people to gather. If you want to leave a comment, that would be great. Just checking that out. I'm just going to pause for a moment and then come back in a sec. I now have glasses, I can see what is going on. So, okay, getting some nice new messages here. Hi, all glad to be here. Evening, everyone. Great to be here. From Steve Stevenson and Dr. Naismith. Hi, folks. Ready for takeoff. That's Alif Smith. Andy Norton. Hey, Dennis. Kate Jessup. Hi, Kate. Hi, everyone. Good to see you all again. It's delightful to see you too, Kate. Dennis Sisterson. Hi, Martin. The Fluid Gallery. Hello, everyone. Andy Norton. Oh, I better read this in a different order. So from the top, Andy Norton. Evening, everyone. Ari Greggy. 4RED. Not entirely sure what that's an acronym for. So, Ari, if you want to let me know what that means, I would be very grateful. Susie Hannah. Hi, lovely people and enjoying the music already. That was the music test we did a moment ago. Andy Norton. Same here too. And the Fluid Gallery. Hello, Martin. So Matthew Tudor joining us. Andre asked. That's great. So I think we should start. This is really wonderful to see everyone. Right, so welcome to the latest London Animation Club, the first of 2022. And I'm delighted to welcome back Jude Cowan Montague for the fourth episode in your series of Perils of Perestroika. And joining us too is Bettina as our special new person this week. So Jude and Bettina, do you want to tell us a little bit about, before I start, I'm going to start recording this. Now, I'm assuming that everyone's happy with that. Are you happy with that?
We're happy.
Excellent. Okay.
Yep.
It's less of an issue, given that there are no other people joining us directly on the Zoom meeting. So, okay, Jude and Bettina, tell us about the latest episode of Perils of Perestroika.
Yes, it's very exciting. I have with me today Bettina Schroeder, and we are going to talk about East German animation from the DDR or the GDR. And I'm going to do an introduction in a minute. But first of all, I want to introduce Bettina herself.
Hello, everybody. Some of you know me already. I'm doing a lot of different things, art, music, installations, a lot of things that just come and go, and but there tends to be a strong strand between all of them, not always visible. But this is another area which I've just recently looked into, which I wasn't really so aware of, which is animation. And Jude introduced me to the club, and I was, of course, totally fascinated. And especially when she started doing the Perestroika series, which, of course, with my personal past, I was fascinated by. And so hence our meeting. And Jude invited me to talk a little bit about the East German animations. And the only one that I very clearly remember from my childhood was Das Sandmännchen, which I will talk a little bit about later.
Yes, it's going to be great to have Bettina here because she has that personal connection between these animations when she was a child. And I think probably for myself, it's equivalent to animations like Noggin the Nog or The Herb Garden or many of the Bob Godfrey, Rhubarb and Custard in the UK. But the Unser Sandmännchen is one of those iconic animations that for children that really have stuck with people, and we'll find out about that all in a minute. So first of all, Perestroika, we're doing this series on Perils of Perestroika. My other collaborator, Rita Hakkarainen, hopefully will be back for the for future episodes. We're also we have been concentrating a lot on Russia in the former Soviet Union, looking at animation of the former Soviet Union and looking at this later period, at the Perestroika period, in which things changed a lot in the Soviet Union and related countries that had a relationship with that model, with the Soviet model. Things changed a lot during this period because because they had a big state funding and state companies for producing animation, and things were quite stable in that way within the animation industry. Animators were paid, there was a lot of funds for animation, but things changed very much in the later years. In the 1980s, we had Perestroika, and that was the restructuring of the Soviet Union economy by Mikhail Gorbachev, who brought that in. And in some ways, that actually made things quite chaotic for some animators. And we have looked at that in regards to Russia and animation in Moscow, and mostly Moscow, but not entirely. But today we have a different focus. We're looking not at the main Soviet Union, we're looking at East Germany, which is an independent country, but was within the Soviet bloc. And Bettina can jump in and smash me down if I say anything wrong.
That was all correct.
I'll have a go first, and then maybe you can add comments and corrections, because I'm a bit of an outsider. My father was fascinated by the former Soviet Union generally. Just to explain a bit of family background, we have family from Latvia and from the former East Europe. So we had family over the other side of the Iron Curtain, I suppose, that we didn't see at all. We didn't know them. It was too long ago they'd gone. But I think the fascination always stayed with my father, and he used to go over and smuggle stuff over the border and have a jolly lad's time watching spy films and smuggling bits of currency and cassette tapes as he went over the border. I went with him a couple of times, but he went all the time. Anyway, so one of the places he would go to most regularly was East Germany, because he would go to what was West Berlin and go over the border to East Germany. And people who went on the same trail as his would know that outside the zoo in Berlin, there was lots of dodgy deals going down, and people used to do black market currency deals there and a lot of drugs and stuff. Anyway, it was very different times, actually. And I thought I ought to explain a little bit about it as much as possible. So East Germany, or GDR or DDR, it's the same thing. GDR is German Democratic Republic. DDR is Deutsche Democratic Republic. And it was an independent country, but it was part of the Soviet bloc. And within it, within East Germany, within the DDR, there was the section of Berlin that remained part underneath the Allied forces influence. When it became East Germany, it was after the war. So Germany, being on the losing side, got divided up by the Allied powers and managed by them. And they wanted, everybody wanted a piece of Germany because it was so rich, I guess. So they split Germany between Russia, really, well, Soviet Union, and in terms of influence, and then the capitalist West influence. But I think Berlin was seen as being so important that everybody wanted a piece of it. So they kept this area of the Western allies and the capitalist influence in Berlin, and they hung on to it. And it became very contentious in 20th century history. And I think people will perhaps not remember when the wall went up in Berlin, around the Western area of influence in Berlin. A wall was built in 1961, I think, was the year I got off the internet. I don't remember it myself, but I do remember the wall coming down, which happened in 1989, 1990, 91. And things haven't been the same since. We've all been one big happy family, of course. Except not, but always trouble. But yeah, but it's quite a long, it's within our lifetimes, these big, huge changes. We want to look back before the wall came down into the animation story from East Germany. And we're delighted to have Bettina here to begin the story with Unser Sandmännchen. And after that, we're going to show 3 films that we have from courtesy of the DEFA Film Archive. And I ought to just briefly explain that the big state animation company in East Germany is called DEFA, which is, it's got a big German word at the beginning. Bettina.
Yeah, das Deutsche Filminstitut. It's basically DEFA, and so it's Film Institute, and they were really making lots of different films, not just animation, and they are based in Dresden and Babelsberg, so they had different offices as well.
Yeah, and they have become the big license company. And in a way, when you're dealing with DEFA and the archive of former East Germany, it's a bit different to some of the other Soviet Union countries, because they were very organized in keeping the national repository of treasure alive and bringing it into the period we're in now. There was good continuity, whereas that wasn't the case in some other parts of the Soviet Union with the legacy. So we've got a very good company to deal with, and we have got a license to show these 3 films tonight very kindly, and yeah, we paid for it as well.
Yeah, so that was really great that we actually could get the original clips from the DEFA archive. You know, that is a real amazing thing to be able to do that, and that they have it, like you said, you know, that it hasn't got lost. That is amazing. Yeah.
But first,
may I just chip in here? All I was going to say was, one of the exciting things about when Jude put together the idea for Perils of Perestroika, partly was the archival element of it, of taking these disparate works and curating them and showcasing them and so on. And by dealing with the the film archive as well. That brings in another element. As you pointed out, some of the work is properly archived, and then some of it isn't. So it's interesting to get to get a balance from sort of both aspects of it. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so maybe I start talking a little bit about Das Sandmännchen, which is called, in the ones we are showing, is called Unser Sandmännchen, which is called Our Sandmännchen, which is the East German version. So it started already off with a political split and squabble, because the West Germans had the idea, the TV, to make a children's series called Das Sandmännchen, the Little Sandman. It's based on or inspired by a Christian Andersen story, and so they set to work, and it was supposed to be transmitted on TV in the West in December. The East Germans got hold of it, or heard about it, got wind of it, and said, oh, we are doing our own version. So they actually beat them to it and had their version coming out before the West Germans had their version out. And that was in November 1959. So that's quite a traumatic start, really. But what was amazing is that the East German version of the Sandmännchen is totally superior. It is so much better. I looked at the West German version, which was really absolutely boring, average children's story, and the Sandmännchen, Our Sandmännchen, is absolutely fantastic, totally charming, and it already has the name Unser, Our, means it's much more social. It's got that element of it belongs to us. It's not just the Sandmännchen, it's our Sandmännchen. So there's immediately a social element to it. And so that was the start, and so that was shown in East Germany only. And I'm born in East Germany, in a small town in the mountains near Dresden, in fact where the Film Institute is, DEFA. And my family escaped via Berlin, via the air corridor to West Germany. And so I encountered the Sandmännchen in West Germany when we watched evening program. And normally you would, of course, not be able to see the East German stations because we were in West Germany. But if you lived near the border, like we did, then you could set your television to receive the East German television. And millions of people did this because it was, of course, very interesting. And my parents watched it most nights because we liked the Sandmännchen, and also because we wanted to see the East German news, which was, of course, still interesting to us because it gave you a total different perspective on news. So all the news I've grown up with were always the West capitalist views and the East socialist views, and then you could make your own opinion. So it was actually very good. And but the Sandmännchen came always first at 7 o'clock every night. And they had a special format for it, which was the Sandmännchen would travel and visit a family every night. And it would be a family all around the world. It was very international. And then the Sandman would gather with the children in front of a television. And this is the animation television. That's all part of the stop frame animation. And then they would blend in a film or another children's animation or some other sort of news that is interesting for children. And that was called the story or the Abendgruß. And when the Abendgruß was over, then the camera goes back to the Sandmännchen, and then the Sandmännchen says goodbye and packs everything in, goes back to his mode of travel. And but before he totally disappears, he has a sack full of sand, and he sort of sprays a little bit of sand into the room, and the children catch the sand in their eyes and they start rubbing their eyes. and are tired, and that's a sign that they want to go to bed, and they do that very happily. And the Sandman's signal is also, that's rubbing of the eyes is the Sandman's signal to totally disappear and go back to his fairy tale homeland. So that is the format. And what is so astonishing about this little character is, first, he is absolutely charming and irresistible. But he was not just entertaining, he also was quite informative about sort of current way of life and what was happening in the East Bloc, in the Soviet Union partly, but also, of course, in Germany, especially with view of technology. So it was a really good way to let children know how the future would be, showing the children the future. We have all this technology at hand. So the Sandman would arrive, and this is absolutely fantastic, really, in amazingly exotic vehicles. So he would come in a spaceship, he would arrive on a rocket, also older things like a flying carpet. He would go to Iraq on a flying carpet. He would be in a Land Rover, he would be in a submarine, very sort of sometimes very James Bond style things. So it was very much sort of what was happening at the time in society, and all that exciting new technology. The Sandmännchen was sort of really up for it and showing the children where the future lies. So that was, of course, totally exciting for a child as well. And so that makes it really lovely to watch now as well. And because they had these exotic ways of traveling, like an air balloon and jet planes, there was sometimes a political issue with that, not intentionally by the animators, I think, but it would occasionally clash with some of the political agendas. There is one particular funny occurrence when they made the air balloon episode, because 2 days before, I believe, 2 East Germans had escaped with an air balloon across the border. So of course then having the episode of the Sandmännchen using the air balloon was a little bit embarrassing. So the authorities had to then step in and reprimand the people at DEFA. This is, and of course that danger was always there, because that the Sandmännchen promoted, that you go everywhere in the world, which of course Germans couldn't do because international travel was just not possible. And so to some extent, it satisfied the East Germans to see all these ways of travel and that exciting, in these exciting countries, but it also left them frustrated because they couldn't go themselves. So there was a danger from the government points of view that it would, inspire people to use these ways of transport to escape. And so there was always a little bit of a free song. But on the whole, it was just the international aspect was there as well because children were supposed to think internationally, because communism and socialism were international, and therefore all children in the world are the same, and they all have the same issues. And there was a solidarity or a thinking of a solidarity, and of course the children should feel that solidarity, and that not seeing foreign countries or foreign children as enemies or as people that are less of value. So hence these visits to all the different families all over the world, and of course that is fantastic. And so what I will do, I will show a few clips, and the first one is a classic where the Sandman arrives on a spaceship, or another one part of it is a bit like a spaceship. And then the section in between, where the camera goes away from the Sandmännchen, is a little story where a mother with her 2 children goes to visit the father. And the father works at a petrol station. So they are just going there to visit him and see how he's working. So this is an everyday story, which is also typical for the programs where children just learn about professions, so slightly educational. And the second one is where the Sandmännchen travels on a boat. And it's a beautiful animation there as well. Some painting in the background, and he gets lost because there's a storm. He ends up in a lighthouse where he gets rescued for a while. The children want him to stay at the lighthouse, but he says, no, I can't stay because all these children all across the world looking for me. Then there is a pilot in his little jet. He flies all over the world to find the Sandmännchen because all the children say, where is the Sandmännchen? And he flies across Moscow as well, everywhere. And eventually, of course, the Sandmännchen is found and can do his job. And the next one after that is the one where he is in Africa and he is driving a Land Rover. Very controversial because this is a Western car. So this is not something he should have been driving, really. He should have been in his little Trabant. And so that was also very afterwards criticized by the authorities. But of course, it's a delightful scene. And it's one of the early ones. It's black and white. All the early ones were black and white. And the Sandmännchen wouldn't talk. And later that changed. And then we go on to another clip where he is on a boat. He arrives with the boat, climbs onto a ferry and meets the children there. And then it's a little general animation, it's the middle bit. And at the end, there's always that other scene where the Sandmännchen comes in, says goodbye, and there is the outro song. So the song that Jude and I were singing earlier is the intro. And then there's always an outro as well, which we will not sing as well because this is just too much for us. And the whole thing ends with a clip of several modes of travel of the Sandmännchen. So you get a good taste of all the vehicles he's using. So I hope you enjoy this. And I think we can start with the clip.
Okay, so this is the show reel, as it were, which Jude has edited together. Now, Jude and Bettina, we're going to have to turn our microphones off, I think, in case of any sort of sound bleed from elsewhere. But if you could just, I'll play a clip, and I just want you to, if there are any technical problems, let me know. But otherwise, I'll just let it play. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share the screen and proceed. Okay, here we go.
Martin, I can't hear it. Is it okay, everyone?
I don't have a sound either, Martin.
Okay, I will. I'll run that back then. My apologies. I'll just play a short clip and tell me if you can hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that playing okay?
Martin,
No.
I can't hear it. Is it okay, everyone?
Okay, hang on a minute. I'll just stop.
The sound either, Martin.
You can't hear the sound either. Okay, because it was okay before. Okay, I will try one more time. Okay, I will. I'll run that back then. My apologies. I'll just play a short clip and tell me. Sorry about this, everyone. Yeah. Is that playing okay? Okay, tell me now.
Martin, no.
Did you hear that okay?
I can't hear it.
I'll just stop.
The sound either, Martin.
You can't hear. You still can't hear it. Okay, because we had. Okay. Before. Okay, I will try one more time. Okay, I will. I'll run that back. Sorry about this, everyone. We did a check earlier on, but it
hasn't.
It was working fine. Can you hear me all right, Jude and Bettina?
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
wondering if it's looped up to the right bit now.
I can't hear it.
I'm looped.
Okay. I can hear someone's got the sound on in the background. Okay, but you can hear me all right. Okay. I'll just do a test one more time. Can you hear anything? Bettina, can you hear anything? Bettina? I think you're on mute, Bettina.
I couldn't hear the music
Okay,
on the
you
clip.
can hear me all right.
Did you, Jude? Okay.
Neither of you could. Okay, all right. Well, sorry everyone at home. Can you hear anything? Okay. Okay, I'll try again. I'm very sorry about this, everybody. Got the little spinning wheel of death here. Well, look, now it seems to have frozen up. Jude and Bettina, can you hear me?
Yes.
You can. Well, look, do you want to, I've now got a...
I could put it on.
Could you try that? I'm actually having some technical difficulties of a different sort now.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, okay, look, I'm sorry about this. I think we're going to...
on YouTube. I think I might have to put it up on YouTube.
Yeah, well, look, I'm really sorry about this. I'm going to have to quit and restart. So I'll see you again. Hang on, here we are. There we are.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try playing it. Tell me if you can hear this. Did you hear that? Could you try? Jude and Bettina, could you hear that?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll... Okay, you can share this. You can now share screen, Jude. Do you want to do that?
I have to put it on YouTube because I'm on my other computer. So,
right.
So if Bettina, I will have a link for everybody in a moment as it uploads.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the pleasures of technology.
Yeah, I checked all this. I'm very sorry, everybody.
Yeah, it is really strange that it is suddenly not working. when it was perfectly fine earlier.
Yeah.
This is
Maybe we should sing our song.
I can, of course, give you the translation of the song. So
Yeah.
it starts with, I just sing it for you again, solo. Sandmann, lieber Sandmann, es ist noch nicht so weit. Wir sehen erst den Abendgruß, ehe jedes Kind ins Bettchen muss. Du hast gewiss noch Zeit. And the translation is, Sandman, dear Sandman, it's not yet time. First we'll watch the evening greeting before every child must go to bed. Surely you have time for that. So, and the closing verse is, children, dear children, that was fun. Now quick to bed and sleep tight. Then I will also go and rest. So these are the two intro and outro melodies and the wonderful text that they have written to go with that. And it must have been a lot of work making that series, because it was every night they had this for years and years and years. So that probably also explains why the Sandmännchen had so much different ways of traveling, because it needed to be interesting and different every day.
Okay,
So,
Jude, do you have the video clip as a?
Yeah, I'm just uploading it, everybody.
Okay, but you can play it off. You can play it off your desktop. You don't need to upload it.
Because my Zoom is on my other computer. I'm zooming from another device.
Oh, I see. I see. Well, Bettina, do you happen to have the clip as well?
It will be ready shortly. So
I think we just hang in there. If you rely on me and solving a technical problem, we might be in at a deeper end.
Okay, I think we might need to just. I think we might at half time. We might. I might need to quit Zoom my end and then restart. So we might have like a 2-minute break, just so I can check that technically everything's back.
well, that's perfect. If you go, then we can sort it out, and I will have the clip very shortly, a link to the YouTube clip for everybody to see.
Okay, shall we take the break now then?
It's not quite ready yet, but it's uploading. We're at 20.
Okay, well, while that's uploading, shall we just quit, and I'll have to quit and restart. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it
So
now.
I'll see you all in about 20 seconds. Okay, bye everyone. We'll be back after this.